question already, but how do we now, because a church is not a building, a church is not a space. A church is the people that are there. And most of us come from places where we've been wounded. And sometimes we try to find relevancy with ourselves in the spaces that we've been entrusted with. So because I was wounded back then, so I want to come and try to match this wound voices in the repair. So they live from a point of not understanding. So I would suggest, is there a way we can, instead of challenging systems, instead of challenging what is already there, we challenge the people that God has placed in those spaces so that they can understand where we're coming from and where we're going. So for me, how do we bridge that gap of understanding that these people are also inflated? They are women, they are just human beings like we are. They also have their conscience and everything that revolves around that. So how do we match the truth and realize they're also part of a system that was already established before they came? So they're trying to do their best in how they are.
Thank you. So very amazing questions. It shows the need for these conversations to keep happening. So I'm going to give you all a very difficult task of responding to the question, but also doing your parting shots at the same time. Who would like to go first?
Awesome. I can go. That's why people go when my daughter starts lunch. Great. Wow, awesome. Let me not even attempt to answer any of the questions. They are deeply reflections from you and the things that I should reflect as well, because I'm looking for the space of an artist. And I really appreciate that an artist enters into a space. The relevance of an artist is actually the confusion, is the controversy. Yes. If everything was just beautiful, you wake up, you get everything you need, I don't think we would need an artist. An artist mirrors the realities of the society, and the society is just broken and darkened. And therefore the space of an artist to express what others can't, to cry with others in solidarity through music, poetry, through painting, through writing articles, and all other forms of artistic expression. So I actually love it that the space of an artist is relevant because of the brokenness, and therefore I wouldn't even want to answer that question. Is God lacking? God is actually the most artistic of all. The heart of an artist is an expression directly from God. I think from even what Pastor Pete quoted in the morning, Ephesians 2:10. My translation actually is, I'm not sure if it's biblical. It reads, we are God's pieces of poetry. That's my translation. We are God's pieces of poetry created in Him to do good works for which He prepared beforehand that we may walk in them. So all these expressions we have, it's God who created them, that a day like this, I will walk in them. So I need to be, in my honesty, living. I need to express that which God gave me. And that is what is mirroring the community. You might be chased in one space or the other, but that doesn't kill the artistic heart that God gave you. In whatever field you are, express it in full. So that's my response. The saddest part of that, the counter, is that we don't trust God as we should. So then, because we don't trust God, then we erode our artistry, we compromise on our artistry because we don't trust God. So that's my biggest undoing as an artist. I don't trust God. If I did, I would be like Jeremiah. You don't mind losing everything as long as you speak the heart of God. Jeremiah says, even if I want to stop, I can't. There was a burden in me that the burden could express. Because he trusts God completely, then therefore he can only speak. So as an artist, that's my space. If I trust God, then I express what he gives me. But I really appreciate my Potential is that the world is beautiful, and I'm grateful for learning through these people and through you guys. May God give us more of this so that we can express oneself and even learn from one another. Right. Thank you.
So, to your question, I'll answer it in 2 ways. Your will and what it should be and what the word says, right? I feel like as artists, as believers, as Christians, we, especially why artists who are in the social space, most of the time, or some, the experience and people have interacted with, they go to church innocently, right? Receive Christ, believe they're transformed, they're renewed. And then with the moment of questioning, pointing the difficult things, they are shamed. And now they begin to ask, and now that the aspect of church hurt comes. Or even before someone is saved. I was hurt by the church, I was hurt by the church. So they go.
Or speak the truth, that you still stand firm in God, even when at that point you'd be shunned or you walk away. That even in your art, you would still speak the truth and speak Jesus because He is the truth. So that is what I have to say on that. And it's also to say that with the discussions that we've had today, I feel like faith should influence politics, not the other way around, so that it can be a point of service and to remind us of being humans. As it gives us a sense of hope that faith should remind us of being humans, and now the aspect of justice. And my parting shot is, I have two. When we were seated there and Peter was preaching, I wrote, "What now the true worship," in his definition, should point us and strengthen our faith. And then now the power that God gives us should give us more strength to cry songs of justice, so that we may bring out the true justice of God and His righteousness in us. And I would say that at the end of the day, we should so I'd like to sing a stanza of a song I wrote back in 2023. And I write songs that I don't realize sometimes like they mean, but it does have meaning in this. It goes like this. I got so many questions. Why is the world kind of blue? Why all these tears and fears? Everybody crying, trying to make it cool. Meanwhile, we're living in a mad city. It's a pity how we put a faith in the same very people who don't to worry about the lights out. I will fight out all our battles, hoping to climb out of this misery and put the pedigree to the top. At the end of the day, we have to find a new way and put our worries away, away. We can shine our light. That's what we have to do. Is trust our higher self and do it for love.
I've said a lot already. But I think first things first, it's comfortable to sing to the choir, right? But it's not effective to sing to the choir, right? The choir knows, right? So the choir is probably the choir because they are the same level of understanding of people, right? They are the same level of believing people. It's not comfortable to go out of the choir, reach to the people outside the choir, be with the people outside the choir. So essentially what I'm saying is, we have to leave our comfort zones. We have to actually go to the people who really need our ministry, right? Yeah. And then we realize that even the much we thought we knew, we really didn't know much. Because they will teach us things. Those people you think don't know, they will teach you things you would have never learned. The only way you can learn those things is if you go out there, where they are. The people who make you the most comfortable, those are the people you need to go to. Right? The ones that make you most uncomfortable, those are the people who actually need your ministry. You minister in ways you wouldn't imagine. As long as you're operating within your comfort zone, the status quo remains, right? And with the status quo, justice is nowhere to be found. The other thing is, well, the quest for justice, the quest for righteousness is collective, right? That's what we're here. The quest is collective. But the choice is personal. I don't know what brought you here, or why you're here, why this interests you. You know, of course, we want to see more justice, we want to see more righteousness, right? But that's a personal choice you have to make. And that's just, we don't have to know it, right? That's yours. But by you being here, we know we are part of the same quest. What we don't know is, have you really made a choice, or just here because, you know, Christian, Alifiano, how many goes the job? Anyway, church will be okay. And as an artist and part of the conversation, we have to throw in something uncomfortable for you to ponder on. So I'm going to give you the piece, right? And probably this will also speak to my own, because it's an internal question, right? It's not something you attain and then you're there. We have to maintain. It's like the question of justice is something we have to keep on. Because even if we attain the things we wish for right now, we still need to hold on to them. By holding on to them, we have to protect them. We have to, right? Meaning we have to keep on learning. We have to keep on growing. Right? Because coming into our communities, right? And so this is, well, usiniulize bora sishiriki kanisa wakati kusaka salvation perfection. Usiniulize mbona similiki runinga kama kutazama news nikatrench. The direction of the earth walishako there for amazing grace ikibako background. Rwanda ya Mungu wamepea kisoko. Juu tunasisitiza kukemea shetani, tumebeba bongongo. Pesa ndio Mungu kwa wakubwa, lakini makanisa makubwa yamejaza wadogo. Way of the cross, we double for betrayal. Religious leaders were to auction waumini to the highest bidders. Rwanda, I'm afraid to, it's not safe to say. Those of God in Kapuni, msalaba ni logo.
And also food for thoughts. So much. Thank you, Doma. Asante sana. I appreciate it. Thank you, Budo. Asante. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nash. Asante. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. The food has arrived. So we'll have a 30-minute break for. Yes. Yeah. We'll have a 30-minute break for. Let's get to you. Now, yes. Yes, so we have 30 minutes break for lunch as we're conversing. Then we'll come back again for a reflection of now then what? Yeah? Now then what? So it's very important that we are here for this, because what do we do with what we have listened to? The role of the church, the place of the church, the role of the artist, the place of the artist, the role of faith, and the role of art, all of that. So let's break for lunch, 30 minutes, and then we'll come back. And I hope you're all here to wait for the concert as well.